So let's come seated in Sukhasana on top of our props. I've got 2 folded blankets. Now, if you don't have 2 blankets, you can always use a block to sit on top of. And then we'll cross our legs at the mid-shins. And you want to make sure that the center of your kneecaps move out towards the top edge of your mat. So your legs, look at your shins and see that you cross at your mid-shins. Once you get here, lean over one side to the other. Take your hand, upper hamstring, lower buttock, rotate out, but also draw back. Do that on both sides. You want to feel as if your 2 sits bones have moved away from one another. So take a moment. See that they're not moving in towards your midline or moving forward towards the back of your upper legs, but rather sitting bones draw out to the side and back. So they go back and up almost towards your low back. And then bring your fingertips into your blanket, your mat, or your blocks. Press into your props, lift your side rib cage. Keep your elbows bent here and bring the very tops of your shoulders down away from your earlobes. Sides of the neck and the back of the neck move up towards the ceiling. Bring your hands together to your heart center, Namaskarasana, and we'll bring our thumbs down to the lower part of the breastbone. Tuck the inner arms in, bring the tips of your elbows down, and close your eyes. Begin to center yourselves here using your breath. And as you inhale your breath, you want to move your inhalation into your outer rib cage. Empty your lungs completely with your exhalation. I'll chant Om, join in, or you're welcome to just listen. Exhale your breath, bow your head, bring your chin to the groove of your neck. Release your hands, bring your hands to the tops of your legs. Center your head, and as you exhale your breath, you can slowly open your eyes and release your hands. Very good, guys. And the next few poses, this next pose can be done with or without blocks. So come forward to the top edge of your blankets if you're using blankets, and then again, adjust the buttock flesh. So with or without blocks, you'll shift, lift the side body, move your torso up and over your upper legs, bring your right fingertips outside of your hip, and then stretch your left arm out in front of you as far as you can. Keep your front rib cage kind of lined up inside of your inner knees. Now, as you exhale your breath, lift your left hand up and take your left hand and arm over to the right. See if you can line your left hand up with your right kneecap. And then walk the left arm out a little bit further. Bring your chin down towards the groove of your neck. And when you push into your mat with your right fingertips, move your weight over to your left. That's it. Draw the back right rib cage down towards the mat and away from the spine. And then as you exhale the breath, inhale, lift the spine up, and exhale, release. Bend the left elbow, bring your torso back seated. And we'll lift up once more, left fingertips out, bring the right arm out in front, and take a few moments moving through the fingertips to really extend the arm. Let the torso come forward. Line your front rib cage up inside of your inner knees, and then lift your right arm up, your palm up. Take your right hand and arm over to the left. So you're lining it up in front of the left kneecap. Push into the yoga mat with your left fingertips and move your weight over to your right. Move your weight from your outer left hip to your outer right hip. Turn the back right rib cage down. Move your navel up. Take an inhalation, and with your exhalation, move your belly button up and away from your pubic bone. Stretch your arm out a little bit deeper. Great. And then exhale, bend the elbow, and bring yourself back up seated. So we kept our legs crossed that same way. So let's uncross and bring the leg that was in front, bring that leg closest to you. Again, you want to be at your mid-shins. And we want to try to get our knees lower than our hip points. So in other words, if this is your position, you may need more height so that the knees can relax down and move lower than the 2 hip points. Move the buttock flesh. Again, blocks out in front of you, or you can walk the arms out without the blocks and push into your blocks here as far out in front of you as you can. Or you can walk your hands out without your blocks. But once you get your arms and your hands out in front of you, or you get your blocks out in front of you very, very long, make the backs of your upper arms very long. Bring your spine in, guys. So remember that your spine goes into the body. Your shoulder blades move into the body, and your chest moves out towards your chin. Walk your arms out. Take your arms a little further. Great. And then with an exhalation, you can grip your blocks or bend your elbows and bring your torso back over your upper leg. Excellent. Stretch the legs out in front of you, and then again, you want to adjust the flesh. So rotate the lower buttock flesh out and draw back and line the feet up. So make sure your inner feet, your inner legs, your inner knees are together. And then you can come to the top edge of your prop, or you can use a strap if you need to. But I'm going to extend the arms out in front. Watch the belly button. Keep the belly button moving up and away from the pubic bone. Come forward, grab the heels of the feet with the hands, or bring your strap to the heels of your feet. Really tug into the heels with your hands, or pull your strap into your feet. Exhale, widen your elbows out to the sides as you move forward. Spread your front rib cage, spread your back rib cage, guys, and take any hollowing out of the front of the body. So take any hollowing out of the abdominal area by bringing your back rib cage in and up. Good, good, good. And then inhale, stretch up, lift the side body, and exhale to release. Perfect, perfect. Great, great, great. And we'll go one more time. This time, if you need a strap, again, use a strap. If not, we're going to interlace. So move side to side, adjust the buttock flesh. I'm going to go ahead and interlace the fingers as I sit tall. Draw the fingers out like I'm going to break the grip here. And then I'm going to extend the arms out and bring the hands to the soles of the feet. I want to draw in with the heel of my hands. And as I exhale, I'll widen the elbows out, widen the front ribs, back ribs, tuck the chin towards the groove of the neck, and move forward. But really bring your leg bones down, your shin bones, your femur bones, and make sure to lengthen your side rib cage out towards your feet. You also have to tug into the feet, so use the thumb sides of your hands to draw into your feet, or really tug on your yoga strap, but also press the strap forward with your feet. Great. And then inhale, lift up, perfecto. And exhale to release. Excellent. Excellent. So go ahead, let's move our props over to the side. I'm going to move my blocks and my strap to the side, and I'm going to come for child's pose, Adho Mukha Virasana. So you may need to keep one blanket to bring between your heels and your bottom like this. But you want to sit directly on top of your heels. So don't let your heels do this, guys. Don't let your heels rotate out to your sides, but lift your bottom and tuck your outer heels and your outer feet in. And then really ground your upper legs. Move forward with your torso. Spider walk your hands out in front. Really get a lot of length here. You'll stop for a moment. Take the inner eyes of the elbows up, and then bring the palms down. Once you bring the palms down, keep the elbows lifted. Tuck the chin. Bring the forehead down. So you're going to keep your arms active, your upper leg bones active, your bottom against your heels, but spider walk your arms and your hands out. Let your shoulder blades move out towards your hands. So spider walk until you can go no further. Use resistance. Bring your bottom to your heels, Bring your shin bones down. Good. Now, once you get your arms out here, open your palms to your mat, press down, and move your chest towards your yoga mat. That's great, guys. Great. Great, great, great. Perfect. Next exhalation, let your elbows bend and rest. Your forehead is grounded, and again, make sure you've got space at the back of the neck so you can bring the chin towards the groove of the neck. Perfect. And then you guys go ahead and exhale your breath and come up. So I'm going to do Adho Mukha Virasana again, but this time I've got a blanket folded, just a double fold like this. So if you don't have a yoga blanket, a towel, or any blanket that you can fold will work. But again, I'm going to sit in front of my blanket, and it's folded here, and I'm going to shift forward, and this time I'm going to bring the elbows against the blanket like this. And then I'll press down into the upper legs, bring my heels, my bottom to my heel. Bring back a little bit. Rotate the inner eyes of my elbows up towards the ceiling, and then let them come down to my blanket. You tuck your chin and bring your forehead down to your blanket as well. Okay, so that'll give our arms a little bit of height. So the blanket is it's right under the elbow. Right under the elbows. The bottom is grounded. Rotate the inner eyes of your elbows up and let the elbow joints rest against the blanket. Yeah, so the palms of your hands are grounded on your mat. But with that, you use that to rotate the inner eyes of your elbows like this up to the ceiling. Good, good. And the elbows are grounded here. Inner eyes of the elbows up. Weight goes back into the heels, back into the feet. Great. Perfect. And then you guys can exhale to release. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Let's go ahead and come into dog pose. Keep your blanket as it is. And I'm going to come over the front, top of the blanket, and place the inner wrist against the blanket, or the wrist bones against the blanket. The palms are on the mat. And then I'll take the knees apart, the feet back, and same idea. I'll come up, and I'll draw the inner wrist bones down to the mat or down to the blanket, and then I'll lift the inner wrist bones and push with the heels of my hands. So your blanket is right at your wrist. It's that same fold. Good. When you come up, take your legs, take your feet back. Get plenty of room in your legs. Good. Between your legs and your hands. Move your chest towards your upper leg. Now, energetically lift your wrist bones away from the blanket. Energetically. Press the heels strongly against the mat. And you ask, well, how do I do that? Bring your calf muscles down. And bring your center heel bones down. Great. Stay here. Use the breath. Now, as the center heel bones come down, I want you guys to push as if you're going to push your yoga mat away from you. With your feet, drag your yoga mat behind you. And then exhale, come down. You can come down and rest any way you want, even coming back to child's pose, resting the forehead on the blanket, and then letting the backs of your hands rest against the mat like this. Again, keep some space in the back of your neck. There's a little bit of a prop for the forehead. Little bit of a prop for the forehead. Good. Perfect. And then you guys can go ahead and exhale, release. Perfect. And just bring yourselves up. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to move my prop out to the side, and let's do a standing dog pose. So I'm going to come up, And you know, we have many tricks for dog pose, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to come standing, take a block on the kind of the thinner level, the thinner side, the lower side, and then I'll look down at the feet, make sure the inner feet are lined up, and I'll start in Uttanasana. I'll fold halfway. I'll draw the block back by pushing into the block with my fingertips, and then I'll come even further forward. I'm going to start by just stretching the arms out, not letting my legs move, but walking my arms and hands out in front. And then keeping my heels grounded, my calf muscles grounded, I'll walk the arms out like this, nice and slow. Get the arms very, very long. Move your weight from here to here. Draw the abdominal wall back, so don't arch the back, but rather pull the belly button towards the spine. And then we'll come down and rest a second, okay? So Adho Mukha, dog pose, yeah. Adho Mukha, stand, bring your block to your upper legs. Make sure your inner feet are leveled or even. And then as you come forward, you fold halfway to start. Take your fingertips to your blocks and draw your block back, and then let your arms drop to your mat. So your arms and your hands can become very heavy for a moment. But don't bend your knees. Just let your arms and your upper arm bones, your hands and your fingers, tops of your shoulders, heavy. Great, great. Do you see how much that opens the backs of the legs? Keep your center heel bones down. Draw your outer feet back. Can you energetically pull your two big toes forward? That's an energetic thing. And then very slowly begin to walk the fingertips out, getting the arms really, really long. Now, the further out in front you go with your arms, the further the femur bones go behind you. So press the femur bones back. Keep your legs, your inner thighs rotating into your block. Walk your arms, your hands out a little bit further. Take notice of where your hips are going as your arms go out. Keep your outer hips back. Walk out into dog pose. Lift the chest. That's it, Aiden. Lift the chest. Now push with your hands. That's it. Get a lot of space in your side ribs. Perfect. Perfect. And then you guys can exhale and come down. You can move your block and again, rest in child's pose or any way that you want to rest. And then you guys can go ahead and we'll bring ourselves to hands and knees and we'll come standing. So I'm going to come fingertips onto the mat, come to the toes, and then stand up 1 foot at a time. And then I've got my blocks here. We'll do another Uttanasana. So once you come standing, grab your yoga blocks, and I'm going to bring the blocks. And you can do this with one block too, I think. Or if you've got to, put them side by side, the short end of the blocks together. And then the first thing I'll do is I'll bend the knees and fold over and take my fingertips to the blocks. And then I'll take 1 foot up the block at a time, bringing the base of my toes to the block. And I want to press down, straighten the knees. So to straighten the knees, guys, lift your kneecaps up, lift your quadriceps up, kind of draw the base of your toes into your blocks, open the backs of your knees, and watch where the hamstrings go. You can even use your hands. You bend your knees and take your hamstrings up towards your sitting bones. Roll your sitting bones into your low back. Hold your blocks and we'll fold. The very end of this, we'll press through the base of the big toe, bring the buttock flesh down, and come tall. Okay, so start by folding over and stepping the base of your toe joints onto your block one at a time. You can bend your knees to come forward so that you can have the length of space to hold your blocks towards your feet as you bring the base of your toes to your blocks. Keep your fingertips at the front edge of the block and draw the blocks in. Now straighten the knees. Everyone straighten the knees. Everyone holding onto your blocks, shift forward. That's it, Hannah. Keep going. Great. Now lift the kneecaps, lift the quadriceps, lift the hamstrings, and move your thighs back. Now here, as you draw your base of your toes down, notice the arches of your feet are lifted. And go ahead and bring yourself standing. You have to bring your sacrum and bring your tailbone down as you slowly come standing tall. To get even taller, take your arms out in front of you, palms down, and inhale, lift your arms up. Bring your bottom in and your femur bones back. Great. Great. And then you guys can exhale to release. Excellent. Excellent. Okay, so go ahead and I'm going to move my blocks over to the side. And I think we did this one yesterday, but it was so fun. I decided to do it again. So I've got a strap. And strap is optional. You may not need a strap. But you'll make a loop with your yoga strap. And your loop can be small or big. It's going to be for our foot, if that gives you any information as to how wide or how small you need your loop. I'm going to make mine really, really small. And what I want to say before we start, guys, is whichever foot that remains on the mat, the foot, that lower buttock flesh engages. So to start, it's going to be the left foot, and watch the lower buttock flesh here. Lower, nothing. And then you want to engage. You want to tuck the lower buttock flesh in and almost up. Do you see? And so I've got my strap, and I've made a decent sized loop in it. And I'm going to put my left fingertips on the wall, lift the chest. I'm not going to round forward. So what? Left fingertips on the wall, Tadasana. Bend the knee, the right knee up to the chest. So you don't lean, but you bring it to the chest. You bring the belt to the foot. Once you get your strap here, you're going to push into your strap. Draw your upper arm bone back, your shoulder down, maybe left hand to the left hip. You've got to engage the lower buttock flesh. So the left lower buttock flesh will engage. So your strap goes in a loop. It goes around your right foot, left fingertips to the wall. Bend the right knee up to the chest and place the strap around the right foot. Left fingertips can hold the wall. Now lift the chest, exhale the breath, push the right foot into the strap until the right knee is straight. Good, guys. Stay here. Engage the lower left buttock. Stand strongly in your left foot. Balance here by focusing your gaze out in front of you. Everyone do a dorsiflex of your right toes, meaning draw your toes all the way back towards your right kneecap. Now you can hold the wall, you can bring the left hand to the left hip, but rotate the sole of your right foot to the left. The sole, so you turn the sole of the right foot so it faces the left. Good, and then draw the outer right hip down. Take an exhalation, and everyone bend your right elbow and lift your right foot up as high as you can by bending your right elbow. Good. And then exhale, bend the right knee and release. Perfect. So watch. That was great, guys. So here, I want really a lot of focus on your standing leg. But when you come here, and we finally get here, you'll turn the sole of your foot over opposite. Watch. And then I'll bend the elbow and take the leg up as high as you can. Try to rotate the foot. So now to be the left foot, but the foot will look like this. As it's here, it turns. Think of ballerina. You know, the ballerina is like a, I don't know what you call this, but you can just imagine you do like this move. Right? I've never took ballet, so I actually don't know. But yeah, you got it. And it changes the position of your hips. So you just take your left foot out in front and then fall over onto the outer left foot or the pinky side, the toes, and you feel the hip externally rotate. Okay, so bend the left knee up to the chest, place the strap around the left foot. Right fingertips can catch the wall for balance. So for a moment, you're just focusing on the balance. Really hug the strap with the hand as you kick to straighten the left knee. Good, use the fingertips. Good, draw your outer left hip down, engage your right lower buttock, everyone. Engage, that's it, that's it. Good, now exhale, see if you can turn the sole of the foot, left foot to the right. You'll feel the hip go down. Good. Now bend the elbow and lift the left foot up as high as you can. Good, 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 good. Bring it back to level to the mat, and then release. Perfect. Perfecto. Now I'm going to add, so maybe put your straps to the side for a second, and I'm going to add part 2 into this, but I want us to do it with the bent knee first. So watch how that's going to look. Knee up to the chest, hold below the right knee, look at the right foot, flex the right foot. Focus on your balance at your lower standing buttock flesh. You'll take your right knee out, and your work is to keep your front rib cage lined up. And then we'll come back here, and we'll release and do the other side, okay? Start with the bent knee. You don't need your strap yet. So bring your left hand to your left hip. Find your balance in your left foot. Bend your right knee up and hold right below your right knee at your shin bone. Good. Now flex your foot. Lift your chest. Good. Now exhale your breath. Left hand to the hip or left fingertips to the wall, but take your right leg out to the right. Keep it in that 90-degree angle. So, Aiden, if you can, bring your foot out away from your leg and push like you're going to step on the floor. Everyone push through your right heel as if you're going to step on the floor. Now bring the right knee back and exhale, release. Good. So when you use the foot as if there's an invisible floor there, it engages and brings the hip down. So remember, you have to use the foot. So go to the opposite. So left knee, and it's going to go out. Oh, it's a little bit harder on this side for me. And then dorsiflex and push through your left heel. Bring it all the way out to the left. Left kneecap faces the left. Now push as if you're going to step on the floor. Now bring the knee back. Good. And release. Now the next one, we're going to put those two together with a straight knee. Again, use your strap or use the wall. So watch. I'm not going to use the strap, but I'll start by using the fingertips at the wall. I'm going to bend the right knee up to the chest, reach inside and grab my outer right foot. Straighten the right knee. Do you see the foot is a little bit higher? I want you to straighten the knee, and I'll keep the torso level, navel facing forward. Take the right leg out. Now watch the left hip in. Watch the buttock down. You see? And I'll come back to the center, and I'll bend the knee just like I started, and then I'll release, okay? Use your strap if you can't have your hand to your outer foot. Left hand to the hip or to the wall. Bend the right knee, place the strap around the right foot. Lift the knee up high. Draw the knee up to the chest, and then straighten the right knee. Exhale your breath. Press into your left side. Take your right leg to the right. Don't let your left hip turn. Keep your left hip rotating to the left. That's it. That's it. Left hip to the left. Now, everyone, bring your right toes behind you and your right buttock flesh down. That's it, Aiden. And you guys can bring it back to the center and release. Bend the knee and release. Okay, so that was perfect, everyone. Now, what we're watching for, and it's hard to do, but you want to keep your torso, your navel, your chest, all in one line, even when your leg goes out. Remember, we do this when supine at least every practice, right? So watch. What we're really trying to avoid is when you go out to the right, watch the left hip. So we're really working to fight to Exactly, we're in Tadasana. And that Tadasana doesn't change no matter where the knee goes. So the Tadasana, the top half of your body stays tall and level, okay? So just remember that when you take the leg out, same when we do it supine. Okay, so switch sides. So you can use the wall, you can use a strap or not. But you'll bend the left knee up to the chest. You can wrap the strap around or go inside of the left knee and grab the outer foot. Now, to straighten the knee, you have to have a compact in your inner thighs. And then straighten your left knee. Keep your inner thighs working together. Top leg rotates down, inner thigh of your back leg rotates back. Lift your chest. Now, keep your awareness on your right side as your left leg goes to the left. Don't let your right side move with your leg. That's great, Diana. You guys exhale, bring your buttock flesh down, and then bring your left leg back to the center, and you can bend the knee and release. Perfect. Perfecto. Great, guys. So exhale, release. Excellent. Go ahead, and I'm going to come down onto my mat, and I'm going to take my 2 blocks. We are going to do wall pigeon, but I want to start us just with the lunge, okay? So I'm going to take my, not yet, but I'm going to take my blocks, and I'm going to come down with my hands on my blocks. I'm going to step my right leg forward, and then I'm going to lunge on my left leg, the back leg, where I really press through the heel. And I'm going to hold here for a moment. Watch this femur bone. It goes up, and it's an internal rotation, meaning this leg rotates internally from the outer to the inner. And I'll hold here a moment, and then eventually I'll bring that left knee down, letting my knee come down last and slow. So the inner left thigh comes down. I'll flatten the left foot, use a blanket behind you if you need. I'll come to the fingertips, lifting the chest. Lean in by bending your right knee. Okay, and then we'll move on from there. So start with on your blocks with your right foot forward and your left leg behind you in a lunge, in a deep lunge. So bend your right knee 90, everyone. Good. Hold on to your blocks. Press into your right foot, your outer right foot, that's it, and drag your outer right hip back. Let's drag the outer right hip so it moves behind us. Now, push very firmly into your left heel and make your left leg as long as you can. Pretend you're pushing into a wall. And now, exhale your breath and begin to bring your inner left leg, inner left thigh to your yoga mat very, very slowly, where your knee is going to come last. If you needed a prop, it would be behind your left kneecap just to soften or make the back leg, back knee more comfortable. Now, once you get your left knee down, very slowly bring the top of your left foot to your mat. Bring all 5 of your left toenails down and press the yoga mat with your left foot. That's it. That's it. Don't move your front leg, but exhale, and everyone bend your front knee deeper. Bend your front knee. It doesn't have to move forward, but you bend it a little bit more. Now, come onto your fingertips, onto your blocks. Lift your chest. And if you can firmly press with your left foot, firmly press with your right foot, take your arms out, palms up, arms up, lean a little bit deeper, bend your right knee, and exhale, release the arms. Push into your blocks with your hands. Take your left toes down, come back to your lunge. Straighten your right knee, draw your right hip back, push into your blocks to step your left foot up to your right foot. Good, and then we'll switch sides. Perfect. So left leg is in the front, right leg steps back, take a lunge, use your blocks. Make sure you're pushing your blocks. That's it. So that right leg steps back, That front knee, your left knee should bend 90 degrees and then push with your back foot. Pretend you're going to kick a wall down with your back foot. Lift your back femur bone to the ceiling, and it is this internal, guys. Exaggerate that. Draw from your outer thigh to your inner groin. That's great. Great. Bend the front knee. Let's bend the front knee. Now begin to slowly bring your back knee down against the mat. Your back knee, which is your right knee, goes very slowly to the mat. Lead from the inner groin. Once you get here, you take your time. You bring the top of your right foot onto the mat. That's it. Now press with your right foot down. Push the mat into the floor with the front of your right foot. Does this make a difference? Draw your outer left hip back. Come to your fingertips. Lift your chest. Lean into this so you can bend the front knee. Good. And if you can, arms out with your palms up. Inhale, stretch your arms up. Lift the side ribs. Lean back. Press the right foot. Everyone, press down through the right foot, and then exhale, come forward, bring your hands to your blocks, come back to your lunge on your right leg, lift your right kneecap, straighten your left knee, draw your outer left hip back, step up. So right foot to the left. Perfect. Great, guys. And then release. So use a wall for our next one. And I think that is about all that you'll need. I'm going to use, well, you'll need blocks and a wall and a blanket. So I know that's a lot. And like a billion other things. Just kidding. Just these things. And so I've got this blanket over the baseboard. So make yourself comfortable. This is just for comfort. Okay. And I'll come in front of the wall. And I'm going to lift the left knee, and I want to place the left foot on the wall. And then I want to press, just like we did on the mat. Press the left foot. And then slide the foot and the knee down the wall. And again, they're touching. And here, what I want to try to do is I really want to try to press the front of this ankle and this outer left foot to the wall. And then I'll step up on the right. I want to try to get that right foot to the chest. Let's see if you can see that it's lifted, and then place it on the mat, and then from here we're going to lean forward. Do you see? Open the chest, lean forward. At the very, very end, not at the beginning, I'll come back, place the bottom against the wall. I want to bring the buttock flesh down just like this, down. And I think that's the part that really we feel that in the quadricep. When the buttock flesh goes down, the quadricep flesh goes up. Yeah, like this, okay? And then we'll switch sides. So start with your left leg, left foot to the wall, but start up high. Remember, you take the knee up, you bring the shin bone to the wall, and then you slide down the wall. So make sure that your toes are not curled underneath, or you're not tensing the toes, but they're flat. They're pressing into the wall. Left toes, especially the pinky side of your left foot should press. Now remember here, it is an internal rotation, meaning that left thigh rotates outer to the inner. Can y'all do that? Can you use your foot to rotate your left hip, outer thigh, inner groin? Now place your hands on your blocks, lift your right foot up, bring your right knee to your chest, and then bring your right foot through and place it on the mat. Y'all already have, okay. Now, press into the wall, and let's walk our right foot forward and bend your right knee. Good, bend your right knee. That's it, Jackie. Bend your right, can y'all hear me? Yes, okay. Bend your right knee a little bit deeper, so watch. You have to maybe walk the foot forward. So if your foot is here, the knee is not bending, watch. Bend the knee and bring the bottom forward, bend the knee. Let the knee go over the ankle. Let your Right knee, move over your right ankle. Oh, no one's doing it. Good. And if it's over the ankle really far, walk the right foot further out, lean a little bit deeper, push the wall, turn the right thigh, outer left thigh to the inner groin. Great. Now walk back, place your bottom against the wall, place your shoulders and the back of your head on the wall, and then see if you can bring your buttock flesh down to the floor. Pull your belly button back. You can bring that right foot all the way back. That's it, Aiden. Good. Now, can you bring the bottom down? Bring the belly towards the wall. Great. And then exhale, release. Perfect. Perfect. So to release, you come forward, put your hands on your box, and then we'll switch sides. So when you come down kneeling again, this time it's that right foot up, right knee to the wall. Try to close the top of this front of this right ankle. You see, sometimes it's like this. Try to really push with that right foot. And then when I step the left foot up, I want to try to get that knee up. If I can bring the foot without it touching the mat quite until I get it all the way in front. And then here, bend the knee, bend the front knee. Oh, yeah. Now you want to bring your bottom in. You want your bottom to come in and go forward. So your bottom goes into your body, but it moves in and up. That's great. There you go. There you go. Can you guys press that back shin, back front ankle into the wall? You want it as close to the wall as you can get it. Walk your front foot out and bend your front knee. Let your front knee bend. Come to your fingertips so your chest lifts up. That's it. Make sure your chest, that's great, Hannah. Great, great, great. Now, as you exhale, keep internal rotation on your back leg. Walk your bottom back, walk back. Place your buttock flesh against the wall. Bring the bottom down. Feel the quadricep lift up. Great, 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 great. And then bring your belly button back towards the spine. Perfect. Perfect. And then exhale very slowly, release. And you guys can rest any way that you would like to. Very good, guys. So, and I think you guys know this one, but it's going to take 2 blankets, and you really shouldn't need any blocks for this one. You should only need blankets. So I'm going to bring 1 blanket like this. And the other blanket's really just for comfort, and it's going to go to the left, like that. It's for comfort. And I'm going to sit, and when you see this, you'll go, aha, I know this trick. So we're going to sit in front of this first blanket, and I'm going to bend this right knee and place that outer foot and outer right knee on the blanket. Now the left leg is doing nothing. It's just kind of resting out to the left side. You can see I'm not really doing anything here, but I want to really pull this outer right hip back. And then I'm here, rolling the inner groin down. I'm going to come forward here. And you can even come all the way over and hook. And then I'm going to stay forward, bend the left knee, take the left leg back. Watch where my concentration will be. It will be on turning that left kneecap straight down to the mat, placing not just the knee, but watch the lower leg, the shin and the foot, placing the foot just like we did in our wall pose, our wall pigeon. And then you'll sit tall, you'll drag your outer right hip back here, okay? So we can come into this, it's kind of, I always feel like it's like tricking your brain, is it? Or is there no, your brain's like, no, this trick, it's not a trick at all. I know what she's gonna do. So right leg and sit on your bottom until you can get this outer right knee and your sole of your right foot up to the ceiling, like this. And then when you come forward, guys, don't let your right hip go forward. Pull your right hip back. Once you get there, take your time and lean over your right shin bone. You can use your hands to the sides or in front of you. But as you lean forward, fold over the front leg first. Fold over the front leg first. Good, good. Draw your outer right hip back, everyone, and press through your outer right foot. Now, as you lean forward, rest your torso on your leg and begin to take your left leg back. Nice and slow. You have to lean a little bit to your left to get your left leg behind you. Straight, straight knee. Lean to your left, Hannah. That's it. Lean to your left. Great, great. You guys have to lean to your left in order to get the top of that left kneecap on the mat. That's it, Jackie. Once you get here, guys, press your foot. That's it, Aiden. Try to press that left foot down into your mat. Yeah, can you almost point your left toes? That's great. Now, everyone rotate to your left. Even if your your right sitting bone lifts up, rotate your weight to your left. Come to your hands. Come to your fingertips. Lift your chest. You can even take your gaze back. Draw your outer right hip back. Roll a little bit to your left. Can everyone press your left foot against the mat and then move to the left? And then release, and we'll switch. Perfect. Perfect. And you'll notice, well, maybe not, but your back foot acts the same way, and it has the same purpose as your back foot against the wall pigeon foot did. What did that foot do, guys? It helped you do this, what? Internal rotation. The back foot in your wall pigeon, when you pressed it, it encouraged that internal rotation. When you press it in regular pigeon, same thing. So let's see, I'll turn this way. Just pretend that I just want you guys to see. So this can do anything. So the back knee, it's not all the way facing the mat now, but watch what it does when I rotate it to the mat. I keep the chest low, and I want to press this foot and again rotate internally and then sit. Okay, so really, really use that back foot. So start with your blanket in front like this, and it's your left leg. And so here, and take a moment. This can be very, well, I don't know how comfortable it can be, but maybe it can be a little comfortable. And then draw your outer left hip back. You can even take your hand to your foot and turn the sole of your left foot up to the ceiling, just like that. Yeah, good. And when we have done in the past is bring that right knee and right leg behind you, and it's at that same angle. So it is also at a 90-degree angle. And then you want to move your weight out of that left hip and more to your right. You can come forward here once you get ready to, and then start to take that right leg back, rotate the top of the right kneecap onto your mat, hold your left foot, and draw your outer left hip away from your left foot. So you hold your foot, press it down, and then work with your back leg, guys. Work with your back leg. There should be no weight on your left sit bone. No weight on your left sit bone. And then your shin bone should be parallel to the top of your mat. That's it. That's it, Aiden. Bring your right foot over to the right just a little bit. And then see if you can really spread. That's great. Can y'all feel that this articulates? Try to get your right foot to press down and see how it adjusts or what it does, how it articulates at your hips. Right, good. Lean to your right. Don't allow your weight to be on your left side. You can also stretch your right leg back. It can wiggle back. It can become longer. Now exhale and roll to the outer right hip. Roll to the outer right hip. That's it, Hannah. Good, 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 good. Bring your hands back towards your hips. Lift your chest. You can even take your gaze back here, maybe. Great. Perfect. And then exhale to release. Excelente. Excelente. And then I'm going to go ahead and just come down onto the mat for Setu Bandha Sarangasana. If you would like to use a blanket under your shoulders and backs of your upper arms, you can. That would be like this, or you don't have to. Actually, let's go ahead and make sure we have our yoga straps as well. So when I come recline, I get the back of the arms, shoulder blades on the blanket, and then I'll lift the feet up and bring my strap around my middle thigh like this. You don't want your knees together. You want to be able to really walk your feet out. And then this feels great. And then you get that length here, you see. So you've got the chest nice and open, long sacrum. And then I'll walk the feet in, push, lift the bottom, and bring the block to the sacrum. And once you get here, the work is in descending the tops of your shoulders. Descending here, meaning instead of this, watch, if I exhale, I can bring them down so they're not here, but spread and drop. And a lot of times it's not you forcing that, but it's actually you relaxing. Do you see? So you can use the heaviness in your bone, the arm bones, to get you closer to your mat or to the floor. You can use the arm bones, and even if you're not using a blanket, you still have the outer arms and tops of the shoulders grounded. There you go. And that block I didn't say, but it can be as low or as high as you can make it. But you do want it right at your sacrum. Where's your sacrum? Above the plumber's cleavage. You still open the chest, you still spread the arms out. You can also think of your shoulder blades coming into your body, There you go. And then take an exhalation and see if those outer arms, upper arm bones can become heavy, not by you pressing, but relax. Relax and relax your arms. See if your arms will let go and relax. And this should bring the bones in your upper arms closer to your mat or closer to your blankets. There you go. Make sure your feet are even. And here you can keep your knees bent, or if you've got the flexibility, you can straighten your knees. But you must press into your mat with your feet. Remember, your feet help to adjust and rotate and move your hips. Do you see? So your feet have a lot to do with how and when and where you rotate. Not really when and where, but your feet work with your hips. You see? So if your feet are rotated externally out to the side, the sacrum and the lower back are closed. If your feet are parallel and even, you have more space at your lower back because it's an internal rotation, using your feet to bring your hips into an internal rotation. So I don't think you can do this. I guess you could. You could do it without your feet, but your feet help. Few more moments here. Remember, you can straighten the knees if you'd like. And then you guys can go ahead, if your knees were straight, bend your knees, put your feet on your mat, lift your hips up to the ceiling, and bring your block down. And you can come down one vertebra at a time, kind of tuck the bottom back down to the mat. And then if you have that blanket, most of us did, go ahead and wiggle or move side to side and just come over that blanket. So it's at your back rib cage. And you can stretch your arms out and even stretch your legs out Yep, your strap can even stay on your legs. If you've taken it off, it's okay. If you hadn't, it's not a bad idea to keep it there. And get this or feel this sensation of that internal rotation, but also your lower back having space. Yeah, yeah, great. Arms go out, that's it, Aiden. And you want to let those upper arms really drop onto the mat. They become an anchor. They become an anchor. Your arm bones and your shoulders, tops of your shoulders, shoulder blades, become an anchor for you to move to open up the front of your body or to engage the back of your body. I really don't know. I'm just saying something. It's the speech. Sounds great, doesn't it? But I do notice that you can, when you have, and if you still have your strap on, relax your legs. Don't tense them. Just relax. Isn't that comfortable? Ah. Okay. Bend the knees. Bring the feet onto the mat. You guys can bring your straps off. So if you lift your feet, take your yoga straps off. Put that to the side. Roll over to your right. Use your hands to bring yourselves up to seated. Perfect. Excelente. And then I'm going to move that blanket over to the side. And I'm going to take one block. I'm going to come back supine. Well, we better release the back. So once I come back supine, have a block nearby. I'll take the arms out, knees up, knees to the left, and I'll twist to the right. This is to release our back from our back bend. So once you get your knees to the left, move your belly button to the right and look to the right. You can lift your left shoulder blade up and take it to the left and really twist to your right. Yeah. And I also like to as I've got the knees over and I've moved the shoulder blades and all of that jazz, if you can do more, bring that right knee up to your chest, grab your outer right foot with your left hand. Let's see if you can straighten that right knee and press into the floor with your outer right foot. Oh, that brings the hip down. You can keep your left knee comfortable, and then you look over to your right. So you hold your foot, right foot, left hand, and you really rotate your outer foot down. And what you will notice when you bring your outer foot to your yoke to the floor is you will notice there becomes length in your lower back, in your spine. So everyone draw your outer right hip, this part of your right hip, down towards your left foot. Try to press your right foot into the mat, the outer right foot. And then you can bend that right knee, release the right foot, bend the knee, and go over to the opposite side. So when your knees come up, you move them over to the right, and then you'll notice that that right shoulder blade appears to be moving to the spine. You want to bend the elbows, lift the shoulder blades, and really kind of exaggerate that. Pull the right shoulder blade to the right, move your navel to the left. You can hold the top knee down with your right hand. And you can stay here if you'd like, if this is as far as you can get or you're comfortable here. Or you can bend that left knee up to the chest and go ahead and turn the sole of your foot towards the mat. And then hold the left foot with your right hand. You can straighten your left knee, and that can be slow. And when you do, you roll the hip down and roll the outer foot to the mat. You can let your right knee be very comfortable, and where it is, wherever it was, it can stay there. And then you want to try to get that outer top hip down away from the side ribs. Great. And then go ahead and bend the knee, top knee, and come back to your center. Perfect, guys. Now I'm going to use my blocks. I was going to do it a couple different ways, but let's do it this way. I have one block to the right hip, left leg is straight. It's Supta Padangusthasana. And from here, you can use your hand to your foot, or you'll wrap your strap. And for this one, double loop your strap. So for this one, I just make a bigger loop like this. So it's doubled. And I'll put that belt on the right foot and straighten. Now, before I straighten the right knee, I'm going to turn the right knee cap to the right. Watch the right foot rotate it to the left. And then I'm going to bend the right knee, and I'm going to keep it at this 90-degree angle. 90-degree angle for a moment. Stretch the left arm out. I'll keep the top of this leg against the brick, the block, and I'll straighten the right knee. Very slowly. And I'll keep my leg extended, my knee extended, my foot about where it is, shoulder level. I'll bring this leg up really close to the face, switch the hand, and go opposite. Okay? So start with, if you have a wall for your left foot, great. If you don't, it's okay. But use one block and one strap. Come supine, extend your left leg. You can double loop your strap, but when you bring your right knee up, bring your strap around your right foot, and then extend your right leg up. Stretch the leg up. That's it. Let's hold the leg here for a moment. Straighten the knee. Draw down into the strap. If you can, pull down to where that right heel bone goes down to the floor. The right heel bone goes down into the floor. Now you take your right knee and bend your right knee at a 90-degree angle. Place the very top of your right leg on your block. That's it. Your kneecap faces down to the mat. So bend it, Aiden, if you can. Bend the right knee. Yeah, bend the right knee. Yeah, yeah. And it looks like this, guys. And I'll see if I can stand up and do it. But it's like this when you first start. It's like half of a happy baby, so it's here. You see? So it's half of a happy baby, and the inner right knee moves away from you. Get the very top of that leg bone on the block. Now keep it there, draw down, see if you can rotate the sole of your foot to the left, and then straighten the right knee. Keep the top of the leg against the block. There you go. Take the left arm out to the side. Move the belly button to the left. Good. Now bring your right leg up. Take the strap with your left hand. Take your right leg over to the left. Go very slow, guys. Very slow. Straighten the left knee. Engage the leg. So bring the inner legs in. Like pretend you have a block. That's it. Everyone bring your right thigh bone to the back of your right leg. Back of your right leg. That's it, Diana. And do a big dorsiflex of your right foot. Now, keep your right leg where it is, and everyone bring your right buttock flesh against the mat. Keep your right leg where it is, but bring your buttock flesh to the mat. That's it. That's it. Bring the leg up and exhale the breath and release. And you can move your block over to the opposite side. Perfect. Perfect. Half of a happy baby. Y'all know happy baby, where the knee is bent out and the knee is bent, and the top of that left leg is against the block. Now, be careful not to let this inner left knee come into you, but rather rotate it away. It's the same. We did this standing. Well, yeah, we did this standing. So the kneecap, left kneecap is down. You can stretch the right arm out. Keep your torso nice and level. And when you bend that left knee, guys, come to half of a happy baby with your left knee. Great. Now you want to bring the top of that leg down. Have the inner knee away from you. Rotate your navel to the right. Pull down against your strap. Turn the sole of your left foot. And then very slowly straighten the left knee. Keep the left kneecap facing the mat. Now close the back of your right thigh to your mat. That's great. Everyone move your belly button to your left. Even look to your left. Now see if you can press, I'm sorry, to your right. See if you can press the back of your back side of your body down, right side. Good. Now bring your leg up very slowly. Keep it in close to your chest as you bring it over opposite. Use the right hand to the left foot. That's it. Now, Diana, bend the right elbow kind of out. So how you go and pull your foot towards your chest. Good. So your foot goes towards your opposite arm. So your left leg is going to the right. Let your left foot move towards the shoulder. Now bring your femur bone to the back of your left leg, and I want you to leave your left leg where it is, but draw the buttock flesh back against the mat. So you have to use some resistance to pull the left buttock flesh to the mat. That's it. That's it. Do a dorsiflex of the foot. Twist your navel, guys, to the right. Twist your belly. That's great. Great, great, great. And then bring it back to the center. Perfect. Bend the knee and release. And so you can use blocks or you cannot, but you release your strap. This time I've got 2 blocks, one on the each side of the outer hip. If you don't have blocks, it's okay. You can do it without. But I'm going to come to Baddha Konasana like this, soles of the feet. Don't bring your knees here, guys. Take those knees back, as far back as you can. And then I'll come extending one foot out at a time. Draw down. Keep your buttocks against the yoga mat. Don't lift your bottom up. And then I'm going to lean to the right and try to straighten the right knee. And then I'll come back center and try to straighten the left knee. And I'm not going to lift up here, but I'm going to roll my bottom down, lift my chest. And then to release, when I bend the knees, I come back, Baddha Konasana like this. And then why don't we come all the way down and roll, let the outer feet come down and the bottom come up. That's what we'll do. So if you have blocks, fine. If you don't have blocks, that last part won't work quite as well, but it'll work. So blocks right out to the outer hips. Bring your soles of your feet together and take your knees back. And if you can grab your feet with your hands. Now everybody watch me. Don't let your knees do this. Rotate them out and back. That's it. And your bottom's grounded. Now, one leg at a time, happy baby. Happy baby. So your knees are bent at that 90-degree angle. Your chest can lift. Your sacrum should ground against the mat. Firmly bring your sacrum and your bottom down. Good. Try to reach the blocks with the top of your legs. Now you can rotate a little bit to the right. See if you can straighten the right knee. Straighten the right knee. Roll as far to the right as you need to. And then with an exhalation, roll back to your center. See if you can straighten your left knee. Breathe. Just straighten as much as you can. Now bring your sacrum and your buttocks against the mat. Good. And then go ahead and exhale, bend the knees, and you put soles of your feet together. Soles of your feet together. Now, roll up and over your blocks so the blocks are still at your outer buttock flesh. Let your outer feet come down and your bottom will come up. That's it. Your bottom comes up as your feet go down. Good. So your blocks should be right at your outer buttocks. Bring them a little bit down and in a little bit, Diana. Down. Yeah. Now turn them in a little bit like a catty corner edge. Don't bring them under your bottom, but kind of rotate the edges in. Yeah, like that. Yeah. So it's a little bit of an angle. You want your bottom lifted, so make sure that those blocks are right at the lateral. It's really like here, lateral buttock flesh, where your block goes. And then when you roll over your blocks, your bottom comes up. Now press your outer feet down. Your bottom is relaxed. Don't tense your buttocks. Relax. Draw your abdominal wall down and bring your feet down. Wonderful. Wonderful, guys. And then you guys can release. Just bring your knees together, feet on the mat. If you want to move your blocks to the side, you can do that. And your feet can stay on your mat, knees together, feet kind of wide. That way you get a little more space in the lower back. Rest a moment. How wonderful, guys. Go ahead and bring your knees into your chest, and let's wrap the arms around the knees. And you can roll side to side or front to back, but let's roll over to the right side and push yourself up to seated. And for our inversion, you can do Shirsasana, which is headstand. You can do handstand. You can do legs up the wall, legs in the sofa, legs along a chair seat. If none of those are appealing and maybe you're menstruating so you're not going to invert, what you can do is stand up, separate the legs and feet, and take Prasarita Parattanasana here. So whatever you're wanting to do, but yeah, hand, head, or legs up the wall. I see Henna is in wall L. That's a really nice, good shoulder opening inversion. It looks like Jackie is in handstand. So head, hand, or just legs up the wall, or standing and folding. Whatever is best for you tonight. If you are going to do Shirsasana, make sure your fingers face you. And when you cup the back of your head, you're literally holding the back of your head. There you go. Now, Aiden, you just want to find the tips of those elbows. Now, stay there, Aiden. No, come back where you are. Move your bottom. Now, stay there. Now, keep yourself where you are, but I want you to pull your belly button back towards your wall. That's great. That's great. Now, one leg, 1 foot at a time, try to bring it right over your shoulder. 1 foot at a time away from the wall. Good. And when you get that leg to relax them. Relax them. Try to get your weight in the tips of your elbows. Good. Don't hold your breath and don't tense your legs. Try to relax your legs. Maybe even separate them. There you go. There you go. Trying to find the balance in the elbows and in the forearms. Once you guys come down, stand up and forward fold. You can stand on your feet. If you did Shirsasana, now if your legs up the wall, stay where you are. If your handstand, you can also fold forward. But either one of these inversions to release the neck, fold forward, but relax the arms, relax the hands, relax the face, the breath. Very good, guys. Perfect. And then you guys can come seated. If you're on your mat, you can keep your gaze down and bend your knees and just come onto your mat seated. If you're not on your mat, you'll slowly roll up and come back to your mat. If you are in legs up the wall or legs in a chair, you can bend the knees, put your feet on the wall, kind of push away from the wall some, roll over to the right and come up. And I'm going to come back down. We'll take Shavasana in a second, but I'm going to come back down, have everything you need for Shavasana, so after these next few, we can go right in. So for now, I'm going to come down, lift and tuck. I'll cross the right knee over the top of the left, and this is the outer ankle bone. Draw your outer ankle bone to your leg. I'll lift the left side up, do you see, parallel to the mat, and I'll grab the right foot, and I'll grab the outer right knee. I'll extend the left leg, lift, pull the shin in. To release this, bend the knee, bring the leg back, recline, switch sides, okay? So when you come down, first make sure that you've got no space in the lower back. Like the lower back is against the mat and not lifted up. So to do that, you can lengthen at the posterior pelvis here. Remember, we talked about the work of the arm bones, so they can't be here. You really want to bring them here. And then cross right over left, outer ankle bone to the top of the left thigh or lower thigh. Good. Just make sure that right knee goes back towards your left foot. Now, lift your left foot up and dorsiflex it. Now you've got your left foot up. Now take your left hand and grab your outer right foot. Take your right hand and grab your outer right knee. Extend your left leg, lift your head, lift your shoulders, and pull your right inner ankle bone to your chest. You lift the head, lift the shoulders, keep that leg parallel. Everyone ground the back of your left leg, press it into the mat. That's great. And then exhale, release. Bend your left knee. Yep, you can bring your outer right ankle bone back to the top of the left leg, and then we'll switch. Great, 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 great. So same pose. Here you go. Here. And when you come up, I didn't interlace this time, but I did make sure that this right calf is parallel. And then I take the right hand and grab the outer left foot. Take the left hand and grab that outer left knee. I'll straighten the right knee and lift the head and shoulders. And you will definitely notice, more than likely, one side being a lot tighter than the other. Maybe not a lot, but there's a difference. And then as you exhale, you can bend your right knee, put your right foot on the mat, and release your left foot. And then bring both of your feet to your mat. And then let's cross our legs. So you come from here to crossing your legs at your mid-shin. And then relax your outer hips. Relax your outer knees. It's tough. See if you can let your sits bones, space around your sits bones, relax. Your arms can go out to the sides, or they can stay hands on your belly, whatever's comfortable. Now I'm going to pull my right foot out to the right, lift the right foot up, and I'm going to place the outer right ankle bone to the inner left knee. And then I want to take the outer ankle bone and kind of hook it over the top of the left knee, and then I'll relax that right outer hip. And what happens is your left outer leg comes to the mat. Good, good, good. That's it. Now, Andy, bring your top foot over a little bit further. Yep, right there. Now, Now just let it relax. Let it relax. Good, good. Good, that's it. No pressing, but relax. Let that top leg relax, the top foot relax. And then we'll see that the outer left hip comes grounded in the outer left leg. And the hip flexor, left hip flexor open. Try to breathe evenly. Good, 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 great. Relax the foot, relax the hips, relax the bottom, relax your abdominals. And as you exhale, see how, not how far down that left leg can go, but just see how heavy it can become. Great, great, great. You guys release that and switch. So you'll bring your right leg back down against your mat. And you still, remember, you're in Sukhasana. And when you bring the left leg up, it goes right to that outer knee. But I'm not going to try to hold it up. I'm going to do this. Relax. Now, what can happen is your right foot, the foot that's on the mat, that foot and that lower leg can either go forward or it can move in closer. But the bottom leg, your right leg, is the one that you adjust if you're going to adjust. That's it, Andy. Perfect. So your bottom foot can go forward, it can come closer into you, but it makes a difference in the space that you've got. Great. Excellent. Eventually, that left hip, our top leg hip flexor will open up and be just as open as the leg that's on the bottom. Good. A few more moments here, guys. Take deep breaths. Perfect. And then with an exhalation, you can come back. Maybe just place one foot at a time on the mat. You can lift and tuck your sacrum tailbone. If you're comfortable where you are for Shavasana, just extend your legs, take your arms out to the sides. Or you can go into Shavasana with your legs up the wall or your legs against the chair or against the sofa, or you can just recline on your mat, maybe tie a strap around the feet or add a blanket underneath the kneecaps. But you want your lower back to spread into the mat. Good, good. When you do come reclined, you have to intentionally, with an exhalation, let go. Like it's not something that's just going to happen. So with intention, as you exhale, relax, let go, surrender. Relax the muscles in your face, relax the upper and the lower jaw, relax the teeth at the back of the mouth, relax the tongue, the lips, the throat. Relax around your collarbone and your earlobes, the sides and the back of your neck can relax. Your heart should move towards your yoga mat and as well as your abdominal organs. Here, relax around the interior pelvis and the interior growing, and then let your leg bones relax. Relax your bottom, your kneecaps relax, your shins, your ankles, and your feet. Your awareness can move inward. Then very slowly move your awareness back into the room. Small movements in your fingers and in your toes when you're ready. You can deepen your breath and very slowly bend your elbows. Bring your hands to your belly or to your heart. Stretch the arms up and over the head, full body stretch. You can bring your abdominal wall to the mat as you take the arms up and over the head. Exhale your breath, release your arms, just let them rest heavily at your side body. Bend your knees one knee at a time. You can bring your feet to the mat. Good, and once you get your feet against your mat, you can lift your bottom and lengthen your sacrum and tailbone. And then with an exhalation, bring your knees into your heart, one knee at a time, or both, and wrap your arms around your knees. Any movement, side to side or front to back. And then with an exhalation, roll over to the right. Hold there in a fetal position, using your right arm to support your head. And then use your hand, left hand to your mat or to your floor. Bring yourselves up, seated. And seated, any seated position you would like. And your hands can come together at your heart center. Maybe you want to bring your thumbs to the third eye, or just leave your hands resting at your legs. We'll take a moment in silence to honor the true self, not the body, not the mind, not the intellect. There is always a positive way of looking at things. The entire universe is a university. Everything and everybody is a professor to us. Thank you guys so very much for being here. Namaste.